Hi everybody, this is Esther at My Money Matters. Today I'm going to be finally answering those 40 questions that I was tagged in by Lucy Luxor, and I'm going to be also doing some drawing in my book while I answer questions, but I'm multitasking for you. So I've got this book by Johanna Basford. It's called 30 Days of Creativity. I started it a while ago, but it's I've recently got back into it, and I've been drawing and colouring. So this book is great if you want to have a mixture of things to do. So if you are not just a colourist, but you like to doodle or just do like a little bit of drawing, then this could be for you. So just find my right page that I'm going to do today. So I took this to the Rubik's Cube competition and it kept me going. So that was good. I'm just going to make some more space for myself. Okay, so this page, as you can see, it already has the outline of hearts, and I've come in and drawn a flower collage over it. So you can draw individually in the hearts, but what I did before I didn't like, so I rubbed that out. So let's get started, and I'm going to just draw over my drawings with a 0.2 inky pen. So the first question is, do I have pets? So yes, Winston is our pet. I suppose he's more my son's pet than mine, but he's still our house pet. We've had him since August last year, and it's the first time we've ever had a hamster. We've not had a hamster before, and it's actually going to be Winston's birthday soon, so we might have to find a little way to celebrate his birthday. So that's Winston. What's the next question? Are you in a relationship? Yes, I've been married for 21 years come September. So I got married when I was quite young, actually. I was just turned 22. I had to think about that. Yep. Do you drink alcohol? I do. I wasn't a major alcohol drinker. It's quite funny because my husband actually worked for like a vintage wine company distributing and exporting wine, and I wasn't really into it then. So it's a shame that I missed out on that, because I'd enjoy that now. But I've got into it more as the years have gone on, I think, and developed my taste buds for drink. That sounds really like, but no, I've gone from, I said to somebody the other day, from Lambrini to red wine, I like to think. So, yeah. Do you believe in God? Absolutely, yes. Faith is really important to me. I'm a Christian, and I definitely believe in God, and it's about a personal faith and relationship with God, and yes, absolutely I do. Hot dogs or cheeseburger? Both. Depends what mood I'm in. Depends if it's a McDonald's cheeseburger. I think I'm more generally drawn to cheeseburgers, generally. So I'll go for that. Favourite food? I'm a bit of a foodie. I do like food, so that's a tricky one for me. But when you do these questions and afterwards you kick yourself because you're like, oh, I could have said this, that and the other. So most pastry-based things. I love pies. I love short crust pastry. Yep, anything pastry-based really. Greggs. I think I have Greggs more than I like to. No, I don't have Greggs like too often, but it's my go-to, I think, when I'm, if I want something to eat and I'm in town. What do you drink in the morning? It's got to be a cup of tea. I couldn't wake up and have a coffee. I'd have a coffee later, but first drink of the day for me has to be a cup of tea. I just find it really refreshing. And I think it depends on how you've been brought up. I don't know if you guys can hear that helicopter going over. That's interrupting my video. But yeah, always brought up with having a cup of tea, and that's what I know for the morning, really, to have a cup of tea. Next question. can you do 100 push-ups? Well, I could if, you know, I've got what you call hyperextensive elbows. So my elbows kind of click out of position, a bit like being double jointed. Some people are double jointed in the knees. For me, I don't know if it's don't know if double jointed is the same, but I just know that it's called hyperextensive. So I can't really do them physically for that sake. No other reason. No, I'm joking. No, I just wouldn't be fit enough. I wouldn't be able to hold my body weight. And I wouldn't want to try. Anyway, let's move on from that. Why am I dwelling on that? Favourite season? That's tricky. I used to say autumn, and it's kind of still autumn, but I do like spring as well. So spring, because I think autumn just brings winter, doesn't it? I think I like autumn, but I always struggle with like what to wear, and then like you get your scarf out, you're like, oh, it's autumn, and then it's like, and then it turns warm again. So yeah, let's just say spring for that one. Favourite hobby? Well, like you can see, I've gone back to doing drawing and colouring, because I'm finding that quite relaxing at the moment, especially with work being particularly stressful, and it's a really nice way to unwind. My other hobbies are I do some stamping and card making, which I'm slowly getting myself back into, and I do actually have a craft channel as well on YouTube. I crochet, which tends to be my kind of autumn winter hobby. So you might realise, I don't know if you do, but just to say, as I'm drawing, you might notice that I'm changing things up slightly. That's the joy of going over in pen, you kind of do the finer details. Thought I'd just mention that one for you. Let's have a look. Do you have tattoos? No tattoos. I don't know if I would. The trouble is, I do like to change things, so I don't think I'd be very good at having a tattoo. I like doing henna, like having drawing henna, because then you can, after you get bored, you can change it. And I wouldn't know what to have as well if I had a tattoo. That's the other problem. And where I'd have it. So there's too many questions to kind of tackle with that one. Do you wear glasses? I wear glasses I need them for reading. I just got those kind of like a really low prescription, but I love wearing them. I forget to wear them sometimes, but I do like wearing. I like the way my face looks in glasses. I always wanted some, and then I did get some, so I was quite happy. But then already I'm like, oh no, is my prescription changing? I feel like once you start wearing glasses, that's it, kind of thing. Do you have any phobias or fears? Yes. I've got a bit of a strange phobia. There is a technical name for it, and I don't know what it is without looking it up. But I have a fear of caterpillars because of where I grew up, and I think that comes a bit later in the questions. And I think because where I grew up, they had hairy caterpillars which were poisonous, and we were always told not to touch them, be careful of them. And so because of that, it's created a phobia now that I'm a childhood phobia that I've taken with me. Oh, I'm totally just trashing these petals, but let's just try and fix this as best we can. Do you have a nickname? I don't know if I do, you know. I always like the idea of nicknames. My husband calls me all sorts of things and kind of gets away with it. Funny things. I had a childhood nickname. I won't share that with you. Now the est, like using est. Now it's funny because I needed something, because sometimes my money matters is taken. But I only get called est by few people, and it's quite a kind of only if you know me well can you call me that. Although the trouble is, because it's out there, people have been calling me that or referred to me that in an email or something. But, you know, I do prefer being called Esther unless you know me well. So just a little fact for you. What's your favourite candy? See, I'm more into savoury now, so that's a tricky one. And also I say it depends what mood I'm in, depending on what I fancy. So I tend to like nutty things, so like Snickers, Maltesers. I like Cadbury's. It's not technically candy, is it? I'm going down the chocolate route. The Cadbury celebrations, like those. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes, I do. I believe that there is a spiritual realm, spiritual beings, and the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit. So, yes. Rain or snow? Again, it depends. Can I have both? I know you're not supposed to choose both. I do like the snow, but I also like tropical rain. Again, it reminds me of my childhood. So, yeah, do you know what? I don't mind rain at all, really. I suppose it always depends, doesn't it? The trouble is, some of these questions are dependent, aren't they? Depends on where you are, what you're doing, if you've got caught out in the rain. Do you have any piercings? Just in my ears. I have my ears pierced and I have the top of my left ear pierced. When I was younger, I had 3 piercings in my right ear, but 2 of those are closed up and I've just got the normal ones now. Sometimes I wonder if I should get that redone, but I don't know if I can be bothered, to be honest. What's your age? I'm 42, going on 43 in August. French fries or onion rings? Oh, wow. If you get real onion rings, not real onion rings, real onion rings, as opposed to the cheapy shop bought ones, they are even more tasty. So, onion rings. Do you have any children? Yes, I have 2 boys. My oldest is now 18, which is rather crazy, really, when you say it out loud. And my other boy is 12. What's your favourite colour? That again changes depending. So I do like yellow. I love wearing yellow. I like teal. But then I'm getting into pink as well. And I tell you what colour I really like is that magenta colour. That really kind of, that lovely bright pink. Can you sing? Kind of. I can sing, but I find that like my breathing isn't great. I think it's partly to do with my asthma and things like that. So I think my singing could be better if I could breathe better. I struggle to sustain notes, so I sing in church, as in sing along with the songs and the hymns. But yeah, I can sort of follow a tune, so I guess I can sing. Can you whistle? There you go. I can't do the fancy whistling. I know for definite one of my sisters can do that. We were at my mum's birthday celebration recently. She used her whistling skills. Where were you born? Right, I was born in Nigeria in Africa. My parents worked there as missionaries and as nurses. So I think missionaries is probably like a bit of an old-fashioned word. I suppose Christian workers is a way to describe that. And so I have 2 older sisters, and I'm the youngest of 3, and we were all born out in Nigeria. So that's pretty cool, I think, to have quite a cool heritage. I remember lots of kids at school didn't believe me when I said I was born in Nigeria. They just couldn't get their head around that. It might be a bit more common now, but at the time, I suppose it wasn't as commonplace. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I've just spoken about those. So I've got 2 older sisters. They're both married, so I now have brother-in-laws, and there's 2 years apart with each of us. So we all get along, and yeah, that's all I've got to say about that one. Can you cook? I can cook. I'm not one of these people that follow a recipe. I struggle to do that. I tend to throw it together. I must admit, I did learn more when I left home and had to cook when I was married, which was interesting because I got a bit experimental with what I was making, and let's just say some of those experiments are a bit of a disaster. So yeah, if you're out there watching this and you don't know how to cook, learn to cook before you get yourself married off. Or at least learn the basics so you know how to fend for yourself and other people if you need to cook for them. Can you swim? I can swim. I like to swim in the sea. I don't know if you call it proper swimming. Staying afloat. It's probably the best way to describe that one. Just looking at this, trying to figure out what that is. Oh, that's a leaf. Right, okay, I've got it. And shower or bath? I tend to take more showers. We have a bath, but we're on a water meter, so always a bit conscious about that. Going to change it up in the corner there. City or nature? So I did live in London for a long time, and then so nature. I love enjoying God's creations and the wonders and the beauty, and just it's just fascinating, isn't it? Nature. It's just incredible, like miracles. The way that out of a tiny seed, something as big as an oak tree can be produced. It's rather incredible. I'm just going to finish this. I was going to stop my flow. Okay. Are you a good friend? My friends might disagree. It depends. I think there's different types of friends, isn't there? There's some friends that you have for life, some friends that you can pick up where you left off, friends that you... I do like meeting people and making new friends. I don't know, what constitutes a good friend? That's a good question, getting a bit philosophical. Have you broken any bones? When I was little, I broke my right arm, which, as you can see, is my dominant hand. And so I had to get used to using my left hand. So although I don't draw with my left hand, I think less so now, but I do occasionally do things with my left hand. But like I said, less so now, I think. But it got me using my left hand more. What was your worst pain ever? Well, I think kind of childbirth goes without saying, really. My worst recent pain was when I split my knee, and that wasn't the painful bit, it was the procedure at the hospital. Because they had to wash out the knee, make sure it was clean, and they had to inject it, and yeah, that was excruciating, and I just had to try my best to breathe through the pain. Do you like to dance? Yeah, I like to dance. I'm not one of these people that would be the first on the dance floor, I must admit. Dancing is fun. Dancing makes me happy. Yes, I like to dance. Camping or hotel? Do you know what? I don't think my back could take camping. Hotel, life of luxury, you know, it's the only time I get to use a bath. I sound like I don't shower, do I? I sound like I don't wash. Oh dear. Do you think you're weird? Me? Weird? No, never. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm as weird as some people. I've got funny things that I might do, but, you know, does that make me weird? No, I wouldn't class myself in the weird category. How long have you been gardening? How long have I been gardening? Well, my dad had an allotment, and he's the gardener of the family. So I feel that anything gardening related, kind of I refer to my dad for. So kind of since I was a child, and then I think lockdown made everyone garden, didn't it? And now my garden's a bit neglected. So thankfully it's a low maintenance garden, so you know, I feel that it doesn't need a lot of maintaining, although could really do with some repotting. What is the one thing you'd like to grow in your garden? I'd love to grow some flowers. We've got a lovely buddleia plant which grows rapidly every year. But I haven't got any roses. I'd really like some sweet smelling roses in my garden. What is your growing zone? I think plant pots. Pot plants. Pot plants are the way forward. So I'm better at looking after the ones that are in the house. I think that refers to just areas of your garden, or that, like, you know, herb garden, that type of thing. So during lockdown I did have like a herb pot section, which is quite nice. But like I said, these things didn't last. So I've come to the end, and I haven't got the people's name that I want to tag. So off the top of my head, I'll go for Sam's Savings and Budget Peeps and She Can Budget. So I'm going to tag you guys in the 40 questions. I hope you've enjoyed my drawing today. So I've just got a little bit left to finish off here. And then what you do after you've gone over your pencil is get your rubber, and then you can just rub over and take away all those pencil marks. Just go steady with your rubbing. You don't want to ruche your paper. But it sort of really brings it to life when you take out those pencil marks. There you go. So that creates the lines on the drawings, and then you can come back and colour this in as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learnt a little bit more about me from doing the 40 questions, and I'll catch you next time on my next video. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.